Welcome to the Tarp Report with Sam and Jess. Da, 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 da.
Reporting live.
Welcome to the Tarp Report with Sam and Jess. Your favorite news podcast.
Oh man. Is it where you come for the latest?
Yeah.
Or at least some soonish. The soonish news.
Eventually-ish?
Yeah.
Is eventually-ish a word? Yeah.
I don't think so.
Nope.
So it's where you come to when you want to hear something about something.
I got my napkin here because my nose immediately started running right when I entered Jess's house.
Fucking Christ, you're such a liar. You sounded like shit when you walked in. And
no,
you were
I was
already
doing
sniffling
great.
before you walked in. And then when you
I bounded in, and then I got here and my energy level plummeted.
I know. What happened?
It's not just like a nose allergy, it's also like a soul allergy.
Yeah. It starts to swell or what?
I feel like
your soul starts to itch?
I feel like every time I come in here, I should have crystals in my pockets to like undo
ward off
the vibes.
You need some sage.
It's my mental. Can I have like a mental health allergy?
If you want.
Like I feel like every time I come in here, it triggers it. I feel like I do.
You have a mental health allergy. You're giving me a mental health allergy.
Yeah. This is it. This is today. Combat.
But then when you bring it up, then people, all they think the entire time, they're like, oh, Sam is.
I'm not, though. I'm not. I'm handling it.
This time.
That's why I lean my head back a little bit. So it
nothing good come out.
And it all goes back in
down my throat.
From whence it came. I am a circle.
Gross.
Circle man. I'm more of an oval.
Ugh.
Let's be honest. But see, I can't see. I need a longer mic
To do that.
because if I lean back, I'm going to have to podcast like this today.
Yeah, that's fine. I'd rather that
to complete the oval. I feel like Simba being held up by Rafiki. Wait, was it Rafiki that was holding him?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, the monkey.
Not just any monkey. Rafiki. Don't say the monkey.
There was only one.
Yeah, Rafiki.
Rafiki. That's good.
That movie meant a lot to me because it came out the same year my dad died.
Oh my gosh.
It was
Aww.
crazy. It was pretty emotional.
I bet you're emotional about it now. I can only imagine what a big ass baby you were.
Well, are you calling past Sam a big ass baby for dying? When a heart-wrenching scene in a movie about a father's death the same year his father died? Is that what you're fucking doing right now,
yeah,
Dad?
100%. Grow up.
Terrible. Okay,
Grow up.
Yeah. I wish you
Grow up, 12-year-old Sam.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, and I'm still really sad about it.
I did, and I'm still all fucked up, man.
You really are bent out of shape about that. It's really wild.
I'm actually doing better with it. Oh, we'll talk about it. Yeah, look, no, putting something on here.
Good. Oh, good. Sam's dead, Dad. Oh. Well, interesting. Well, this just got interesting.
Yeah, we'll get back to that later. You know what's cool is that'll tie the podcast together because we're about to do the news.
Yes, as we do.
Yeah. Loose news. And then I'll call back to what Jess laughed at when I wrote down. And
right.
So stick around. Okay. ABC News. Officers in Oklahoma made a startling discovery after arresting 2 people at a traffic stop, only to find that their vehicle contained a rattlesnake, a canister of uranium, an open bottle of whiskey, and a firearm.
That's more than 2. That's a lot.
Yeah. It's like a really dangerous way to play tic-tac-toe.
Or what else could they be doing? Clue?
Yeah. Clue. They're like doing like a live action Clue.
It was by the girl with the rattlesnake.
Yeah. Or Checkers. And you could like move.
Oh, right. No, that's too many pieces.
Or paper, rock, scissors. Does uranium beat a rattlesnake?
What is uranium?
Well, there's two things. It's when you have it, it's uranium. And then when they have it, it's uranium.
Does that mean that you don't know?
No, I know what it is. Yeah, it's a radioactive substance they use to make nuclear weapons and nuclear power. It's
okay.
Yeah.
Do you think that they were trying to turn the rattlesnake into like a super rattlesnake?
Oh my God!
Like a ninja turtle, like a ninja, like a ninja rattlesnake.
Let's see what happens.
Oh shit! I think I'm onto something.
An officer with the Guthrie Police Department had pulled over Stephen Jennings and Rachel Rivera for driving with expired tags. Yeah. That's the real problem.
Yeah, that's the real crime here.
Yeah, I just think if you're going to have a rattlesnake, uranium, a pistol, and an open bottle of whiskey, you should make sure that your tabs aren't expired.
Do one or the other.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Sergeant Anthony Gibbs told ABC News after the officer discovered that Jennings was driving with an expired license and Rivera was a convicted felon in possession of a firearm. Both were placed under arrest. Oh, Officer No Fun. Jesus Christ.
Loser.
Yeah. It's me,
dick.
Sergeant Wet Blanket. This is what I talk about. Everybody talks about freedom and freedom, and they
in America
and freedom,
and
then all of a sudden
having and land,
and then they're like, "Oh, your tabs are expired. Why do you have a snake and a gun and whiskey, and you're a felon?" Shut up.
Like, if that's not the most American, like the only thing they were missing were fireworks.
Yeah. You know what's cool is that a snake could actually shoot a gun and hold it with its tail.
You know what? People don't kill people. Snakes with guns kill people.
Yeah, and then it could bite you. Just like.
And then it looks like you died from a snake bite.
Yeah.
But really, you were shot to death.
Maybe it could put its babies in the gun like a snake bullet. Never mind. I went too far. We were doing really good.
Damn.
It's going to be a good podcast. So the vehicle, a Ford Explorer, was impounded because it did not have insurance. It was
no insurance, no tabs, no license, felon.
Snake, uranium. Did you get that?
And then on top of it.
And then check this out. Next sentence. It was later discovered that the vehicle had been stolen.
That makes sense why I didn't have any of those. I
gotta say, if the vehicle is stolen, they shouldn't get the insurance charge. You shouldn't be.
I feel like it's very difficult to put insurance on a stolen vehicle.
I don't think you should be responsible for insurance on a vehicle you stole. Isn't that up to the person?
Yeah, they should have
the owner.
Yeah, if they cared about their car, they would have kept the insurance.
Yeah, I mean, maybe okay. So when the impound of the vehicle begins and they start moving compartment, here's the rattlesnake in the back seat. Gibbs said it was surprising to the officer. Obviously,
fucking rattlesnake.
These cop interviews always crack me up. I love the apologies from the cops, and I love their like quotes. It was surprising to the officer. I know you say that every time. Obviously,
I'd be real shocked to find a rattlesnake, but also, don't they rattle?
I think so. It depends on if they're aggressive or not. It's like that's like a warning.
Yeah, but if you had a rattlesnake in a back seat and I feel like you'd be pissed.
Well, I feel like maybe the rattlesnake was like calm.
You think he was just chilling back there with his seatbelt on?
I don't know much about rattlesnakes. I know a little bit.
I know he's probably in a box or something.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. You know, that's what's fun about this.
Right, you just get to speculate.
Yeah. As the officers continued to search the vehicle, they spotted an open bottle of Kentucky Deluxe whiskey. Have you ever drank Kentucky Deluxe whiskey?
I don't think I've had Kentucky Deluxe.
Oh, that sounds bad.
Yeah.
That sounds like it's like...
That's some bottom shelf shit.
Like, Kentucky Deluxe. Ugh. Mm-hmm. Does that just mean it's bigger?
Probably.
Yeah.
But what is...
Like, we only sell half gallon.
Kentucky... bourbon?
Never tell you I got a half gallon of Jägermeister one time and went to a Forest Service party.
Yeah.
And tried to sleep with one of my bosses.
How'd that go?
Not great.
Yeah.
Not great. It was weird. It worked.
That's surprising.
That was actually one of the straws. I didn't get fired from that, but they were like, dude, you are like right there.
Yeah.
Like you are right there.
I once made out with my fire chief.
You shouldn't do that.
No.
And he shouldn't have done that.
No, he shouldn't have done that. That's really fucked up. I was married. That's really.
What does that mean, really?
Not a lot.
Especially to you.
Not much. Josh made my lunch. Thanks, Josh.
Thanks, Josh. Jesus. Jennings of Logan County. As the officers continued to search the vehicle, they spotted open and conducted near a firearm, the sergeant said. Then they discovered a container of yellowish powder that was labeled uranium. What
if that was a joke, though?
Yeah. Yeah, it could have been a joke. But I don't know. If, like, you find the snake, the gun, the whiskey, the car's stolen, tabs are expired, no insurance.
It's not a joke. They don't sound like people with a real good sense of humor.
They're not fucking around.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Fine.
Because if the uranium's a joke, then the snake's a joke, and the whiskey's a joke, and the gun's a joke.
It was a real snake.
Everything's real.
I don't know if that bourbon is real, though.
Yeah, it's not.
That sounds like a fake bourbon.
No. It's real. Like, it has the amount of alcohol, but it's not from what they think. It's not from, like, it's not
It's
like
not even
mash.
from Kentucky.
No, it's like banana. It's like banana liqueur.
Well, we lived in Kentucky. There are so many distilleries everywhere.
Yeah. People love that shit. Okay. Jennings of Logan County told the officers that he had the uranium because he recently purchased a Geiger counter to test metals, and the chemical element came with the purchase. He joked with officers that he was trying to create a super snake.
Oh.
See?
Oh my God, I was right.
Yeah. But he was joking. Yeah.
He wasn't joking, this stupid fuck. He was being serious.
It did not appear that Jennings or Rivera were under the influence of the alcohol. So they weren't drunk.
This was just a real and true thought that they had, that they were going to try and turn it into a super snake.
They weren't. He was messing around with a Geiger counter. I actually believe him.
So
these don't seem like liars to me.
Of course.
No, really. Like, there's people.
They don't seem like liars.
There's a lot of
what
people,
about this? Are you fucking serious right now?
Yes, I am.
Because of course you do.
Thing.
You're doing that thing where you defend the fucking criminal because you are one. And because you're like, what about these people? Everything that they have done has been to deceive and to fuck people. Not having they stole a car.
They didn't run.
Oh, get the fuck out.
They didn't. It doesn't say they earned.
They sound like
for eluding.
Okay.
I'm just saying there's a lot of people that are like, oh, yeah, I got a rattlesnake at my house. His name's Bitey. Oh, yeah, uranium. We used to get some uranium. Oh, yeah, I got a gun. It's so cool.
I don't understand what you're doing.
Because a lot of people lie about having a snake in uranium, but these people they
didn't give it up. They said that they found this shit. It's not like they were being forthcoming.
You don't tell the cops.
Whatever. Don't act like these people are good people. They're not.
I'm not saying they're good people. I'm just saying they're not liars. There's lots of things that make people good or bad, and lying isn't the only one.
But lying is not a good thing.
No, it's not.
Yeah, I think that they are liars.
Yeah, but
they were lying when they were driving around in someone else's car pretending it was theirs.
And that's okay for us to disagree. Stealing a car isn't lying.
It is lying. You're lying about ownership. No,
it's not.
You're lying saying this is your fucking
around.
car.
No. If you
stick this is my car.
No, if you stick your head out the window, you'll be like, it's my car. This is my car. This is my car. Oh my God. That's lying. Stealing a car isn't lying. It's stealing. There's a difference between lying and stealing.
It's both.
I don't know. The snake was taken from the scene and euthanized. They killed the snake. Why?
No, he'll never be a super snake.
Yeah, super my ass.
If he would have come back to life.
Yeah. Gibbs said, and the uranium was inspected. The uranium did not result in charges because Jennings was in possession of a legal amount. Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Jennings could not immediately be reached by ABC News.
Huh.
Yeah. It's a good one. Good one, Zach. It's a good story.
Oh, that was from Zach.
Mm-hmm. Learned a lot.
Thanks, Zach.
Maybe, I think you might have heard about this.
I hope so.
A woman in Michigan is facing charges for allegedly sending hateful and bullying messages to teenage students including her own daughter, under a fake name and number.
No, I haven't heard about this. What a monster.
Yeah. Kendra Licari of Mount Pleasant, Michigan, faces 5 charges, including stalking a minor and obstruction of justice, according to a criminal complaint filed against the mother.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, the shocking charges came after a year-long investigation into a complaint filed by Beale City Public Schools after Licari's teenage daughter and her boyfriend reported getting harassing messages. This is what they said. Even when we realized that it wasn't a kid, we weren't expecting that it would be a parent. William Chauman, the superintendent of Beale City Public Schools, told Good Morning America.
Let alone her parent.
I know. It's wild. When they informed us later in the spring, we were suspecting that it was her. It was a shock to all of us. I think everybody involved. Oh, my God.
So what was she doing? She was just like sending hateful messages to her daughter, but why?
Yeah, the harassment allegedly began in early 2021. At the time, Licari was also working as a basketball coach at her daughter's school. Oh, this makes sense now. It's like sports stuff.
But why was she bullying her daughter?
Because she wanted to like get her daughter. I think she didn't want people to know that she was a bad parent.
Is there a reason? Does it go on?
Oh, yeah, there's more.
Okay.
The 42-year-old woman allegedly used software to hide her location and used several numbers and area codes, even allegedly trying to pin the origin of the messages coming from her daughter's classmates. So she was probably like, oh, yeah, you suck. You're a slut.
Right.
Yeah, and then she probably said something
She wanted
really
her daughter
cool.
to kill herself?
I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. In doing so, it would shield her and kind of cloak her identity her digital identity, David Barberi, an Isabella County prosecuting attorney, told GMA. But eventually, we were able to see that her IP address was popping in and out right before and right after these messages were going through. Oh my God, this is crazy.
What?
Law enforcement's claim they tracked down Licari by using the IP addresses attached to the messages, and they have uncovered hundreds of pages of hateful and harassing messages. We had tens of thousands of text messages,
Jesus.
Whether they were messages that were just for her daughter or some of her daughter's friends.
Oh my God.
And the digital footprint was just insane. You gotta be...
If you're going to cyberbully your kids, you got to be more... Do your due diligence.
Well,
do your due diligence. Fuck.
I think this is just like a deeply damaged person.
Yeah.
Who probably had like her own heinous like treatment or whatever. Like I imagine that maybe she was kind of like a mope in like high school and like everybody picked on her. And then her daughter was like a really good basketball player and like was very popular.
I don't know, because she's the basketball coach.
Yeah, I don't know.
That makes me think of somebody who's not a mope.
She could be like an assistant coach or something. Like she could be, I don't know. We don't know everything.
Right, but you can speculate about something and then I like give a little bit of like, and then you're like, no, we can't.
Well, this woman's a liar for sure.
Definitely. She's probably a thief too.
No, I think that's the way the podcast
She stole her daughter's joy.
You have to maintain like strict, like you need to be like you can only respond. I don't want any speculation from you.
Okay. Don't even question it.
I do tend to push back on like random shit that you say.
Right.
Oh, that's you. Oh, you're a bum. Who is that?
Walgreens.
Oh, okay.
Do not disturb. On. Boom.
You know what I don't?
Yeah, but you do. And then I'll say something and you're like,
they should name Lowe's Walgreens because they sell walls there. You ever think about that? Investigators claim when confronted with the evidence, Licari admitted the messages were sent by her. Licari has since been released on a $5,000 bond. She and her attorneys declined an ABC News request for comment.
Can you imagine how her daughter must have felt? Like she's being harassed for however long they said. They have thousands and thousands of these fucking text messages. And you come to find out that they're from your mother.
You gotta I just can't believe she didn't know. Like, you gotta know, right?
I just can't even imagine.
Do you remember
I just went into a what?
I just was remembering when I sent the bar that random
request. Poop pee pants from fucking
Exactly.
douchebag. I was so mad at you. Well, I was just thinking, I have a 17-year-old, and I just can't imagine having doing that kind of what?
We should text her from my number. She won't even know who it is.
And then just tell her that she's a piece of shit.
Yeah. Just be like,
you suck at basketball.
Yeah, does she play basketball at all?
No.
Hey, just wanted to let you know you suck at basketball. And then say something cool and young. Be like, skibbity.
Skibbity?
Yeah, that's what my kids were on.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Low Taper Fade, Riz, Ohio.
Oh, wow. I haven't heard any. I mean, I know Riz.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. My kids don't really talk to me that much, so.
That's a blessing.
I know. I love it.
Oh, wow. This is really wild, dude. I just got a message from a guy I used to work for in the Forest Service.
Is that the end of that was it, huh?
Yeah, that's it.
Wow. I hate that woman.
Yeah.
I really want to know what possessed her. What in fucking God's name would make you do that?
I mean.
She's one of those people. Josie. Was that the one who went back to school?
Wait, Josie?
Wasn't that the name of I don't know. What was the movie?
Josie and the Pussycats?
What was the name of the movie where the girl, the adult, went back to school?
It
was Drew Barrymore.
Was it Freaky Friday?
No.
Billy Madison?
I mean, technically, yes.
Yeah. I watched Billy Madison a while ago, and it didn't hold up very well. But Happy Gilmore holds up. But there's parts of Billy Madison that held up. But I think Adam Sandler's really underrated.
Big Daddy.
I think he was so funny in some of that shit that he's doing with his mouth, all those weird noises. I'm a fan.
That's a Scooby-Doo bop.
Yeah.
Situation.
I think so many comics are always like, oh, what word should I use here? And he's just like, Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, he just makes one up.
Yeah, that's awesome. Cops in Texas are looking for a man who allegedly murdered the ex-girlfriend of his half-brother's killer in a plot to avenge his death. You got that?
Mm-mm.
Cops in Texas are looking for a man who allegedly murdered the ex-girlfriend of his half-brother's killer.
Oh, okay.
He murdered the ex-girlfriend of his half-brother's killer.
So we should just say the girlfriend of his
ex-girlfriend. The Seabrook, it did not work out, especially now that she's dead.
Why does he not have a current girlfriend they could go after?
I don't know. Let's see where it goes.
Okay.
The Seabrook Police Department responded around 11:30 a.m. October 4th to a shooting. You should never shoot anybody before noon.
It feels like a lot.
Yeah.
Are you really that angry?
I know. At Teakwood Apartment Complex at 2401. This is Texas, though. Repsdorf, that's a fucking word.
Tried to say due diligence.
Repsdorf, due diligence. It's easy. When I can't say ejaculation.
Ejaculation.
When officers arrived, they found a woman. Whoa. When officers arrived, they found a woman later identified as Mary Jane Collins, 24, unresponsive. She died. Who wrote this?
We're not laughing, and we're not laughing at the fact that she died.
No. The way this is written, it goes Mary Jane Collins, 24, unresponsive. Period. She died. Period.
She died.
It turned out she was actually stabbed. Who wrote this? This is from lawandcrime.com. This is some blogger. God damn it, Zach.
It turns out she was actually stabbed.
Yeah, it turns out She was actually stabbed. Dude, we need to read more stuff like this. This is way better for a podcast than an actual reporter.
We need to be doing like
the Harris County Examiner's Office determined her death to be a homicide.
Oh no.
2 young children were inside the home at the time of the murder, but were physically unharmed.
That's good.
I could have done with that last sentence. I liked it better.
Could have moved it past it.
I liked it better when it was funny. Detectives were able to identify a suspect and a motive within a few days and laid it out in a probable cause arrest affidavit. It tied back to the July 31st, 2020 murder of a man named Daiwan Triplett in Texas City. Authorities arrested and convicted a 25-year-old Michael King for Triplett's slaying. King has a half-brother named DeWyland Hurst. According to Detective, Hurst and June sparked a relationship with Collins, who is King's former girlfriend and the mother of their child. Oh. Cops did not say whether Collins knew of the connection. Police allege that Hurst was almost immediately abusive towards Collins. She showed up at her grandmother's house with a bite mark on her face. Oh. Jesus.
Zach!
And accused Hurst of being the perpetrator. She also showed pictures to friends of other injuries she allegedly suffered.
Fucking bite mark. God, I hate this dude.
The day of the murder, King, apparently using a smuggled phone from prison, placed a FaceTime call to Collins. Hurst answered. He proceeded to taunt King and slap his child in the face. The affidavit said the child can be heard on the video crying, with Collins saying, "No, get away, baby, get away from him," cops wrote. The call ended around 10 a.m. It was the last time anyone saw Collins alive. Oh, my God.
Jesus Christ. What next? What?
Oh, no, I'm just like taking this all in. So, like, yeah, come on, Zach. Detectives say it was only...
He's like, you want news? I'll give you some fucking news. I'll give you the worst fucking news you've ever heard.
Detectives say it was only Hurst, Collins, and 2 children in the home at the time. Ring camera footage showed Hurst leaving the apartment shortly before 11 a.m. and taking an invasive path to walk away from the scene. King's mother, apparently aware of her son's phone conversation with Hurst, posted to Facebook asking someone to check on Collins' well-being. Friends saw the post and called 911, which led to police discovering her body. Police obtained an arrest warrant for murder.
His mom did that, or her mom?
Her mom. Oh. Yeah. I believe the defendant was motivated to revenge the death of his brother, Daiwan Triplett. A detective concluded. Thus, he befriended, abused, and then murdered the victim, who is the mother of Michael King's children. That's wild. That's like way over the top.
Nothing funny about that.
Okay. Oh my God. All right. One more.
Jesus Christ.
What did you read?
No.
On Tuesday, this is actually from Renton.
Okay.
Right down the street. On Tuesday, December 31st at approximately 6 p.m., Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife officers received a report of a human coyote incident with documented injuries in the Maplewood Heights neighborhood of Renton and King County. A coyote bit a 5-year-old boy in the upper body, pulling the child to the ground, and then attempted to drag him toward a greenbelt area.
Yeah, he was going to eat him.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was. The child's mother intervened, rushing at the coyote, and it released the child. The coyote remained in the area until WFW officers arrived. Fish and Wildlife officers quickly located the animal near where the incident occurred and attempted to lethally remove the coyote.
And then killed it.
Yeah, the animal ran into a nearby forested area, so they didn't get the coyote.
No.
Still out there.
There's a baby killing coyote on the loose.
The child sustained non-life-threatening injuries. It was taken to a nearby hospital to be treated. He was released from the hospital that evening.
Okay, good.
I want to do a quick coyote PSA.
Yeah, we got to be careful out there.
Yeah. Also, pets, especially cats. especially during the winter. You see a lot of like missing cat posters popping up and things like that. Just so you know that these coyotes, raccoons, rats, seagulls, they've all kind of evolved with human beings, and they kind of they hunt pets. They do. They've seen it where they'll have two coyotes that will be in the backyard of houses, and there will be coyotes in the front, and they'll try to they hunt in packs. It's really smart, and they try to herd pets into like a trap, basically.
Yeah.
And it's always a good idea if you because I'm speaking from someone who had a cat get hurt really badly. I saw some really bummed me out. So yeah.
Did it bum you out as much as that article about that girl getting murdered just now?
You know, there are really bad things that happen, and I take it in, and I don't know what happens to it. I just it's kind of a reminder that, oh yeah, like I'm very lucky to be where I'm at. And because that's what's weird is I'll be honest, like I actually had a hard time tracking that article and like who was who and who was sleeping with who. But I do know that sounds like really like painful and evil chaos and incarceration and abuse. And I know there's people in that story that made horrible decisions, like biting a woman in the face. But and I'm not making excuses for that man, like fuck that man, but I'm fairly certain that he was once abused as well. And they say the wheel in the sky kind of keeps on turning, you know, like there's what they say, hurt people, and like there's obviously like yeah. So whenever I see stuff like that, and it's funny because like we do like to cover like silly stuff, but I think it's okay to talk about, you know, like heinous shit like that. But just know that like, you know, for how many people there are on this planet, like it is like probably more rare than people think. I think there's much more common abuse that takes place as like psychological and like mental abuse. But I wonder if you had to put statistics on it, like how many relationships have like physical domestic violence as part of the relationship. I would put that number somewhere between 5 and 10% of relationships.
I don't know the number. I would be literally.
That's just me. Yeah, that's me.
I mean,
like,
I know that I've
guessing.
been.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think hurt people, but they don't have to.
No, they don't. And you can take accountability. No,
yeah,
I'm not, like I said, I'm not making excuses.
Yeah, I feel like, you know,
in fact,
I've come from a pretty trash background, but none of my kids, I've never once thought about like, you know, fucking ruining my kids' lives. Or
you're pretty mean to me though.
Yeah, but you deserve it.
Yeah, because I'm bad.
Different.
Because I'm bad. You know, outside of this being in me I'm not making excuses. In fact, I would consider this me calling you out. If you are a person and you're listening to this right now and you've been through like a lot of abuse, like unfortunately that happened to you. And unfortunately the only thing you can do about it is like you have to talk about it and you have to work through it. And otherwise it will come out. And it might come out, you know, a lot of people I think that are abused, like they take it out on themselves. Which is better than taking it out on other people. But also, like, if there's people in your life that love you and depend on you and you treat yourself like shit, that's not really living, you know, that's a rough go of it.
Yeah.
You know, I've been that guy, you know, I've been that guy. Actually, we will talk about this right now. So, you know, the therapy stuff that, it's ongoing. Oh yeah, I just remembered what the other one was.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
But we'll get to it. No, I gotta write it down or else I'm gonna forget it. So, you know, I was seeing that therapist, and my therapist has been like, "Oh, you should get help for your ADHD." Like, didn't tell me that, but like, I've been on the fence about it, and I did. I saw a psychiatrist, and I got prescribed Adderall.
Yeah.
Extended release for my ADHD. I've taken it twice. The first time I couldn't really tell, and then I took it again like 5 days ago or something. I took it again like a couple days ago. And like I do feel more focused when I'm on it, but I'm worried about my blood pressure. So I have to go to the doctor next week and get my blood pressure checked out. And I want to do that before I take any more of it.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
The other thing in therapy is like talking about like my dad and my dad dying when I was a boy, when I was 12. And that I, with drugs and alcohol, was kind of like attempting to hide from my life and the world that was too scary to deal with. And then in recovery, I have a tendency, like, it's like the same guy that I was hiding from, like now I'm trying to impress him by like with my accomplishments.
Right.
But that's not like a good way to live, because like the things that I think that he would be impressed by aren't necessarily the things that I should be focusing on, and it's not a good way to like enjoy life, basically. That with stand-up comedy, like I have this like intense drive, but not a lot of strategy. It's like a boat with a very powerful engine and like no rudder. Like it's just like I get stuff done I go.
And you work really, really, really hard.
Sure do.
Yeah, you probably the hardest.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there are definitely I feel like there are definitely ways that we could clean that up a little bit. And make you a little bit more efficient.
Yeah. You know what's funny? I had lunch with Rutledge the other day.
Yeah.
And it was really nice, and we were having a good time. And sometimes when we talk, I feel like sometimes when I hang out with Rutledge, like it's like it turns into like there's like we might gossip too much, or there might be like I might have like some grievance that I'm dealing with, but we were really just having a good time, and it felt like because he's doing great right now. And he's been doing great for a while. And basically all his numbers are like double what mine are. So like I have like 140,000 followers on Facebook, and he has like 300 or whatever. And Instagram, mine's like 71,000, but I think his is like 200 now or whatever, you know. Nice. And like, but he hit a spot where like he's able to move tickets now, like pretty much everywhere. And I know that I'm headed there, and like I'm moving tickets better than I have, and like it feels like it's like this awesome momentum. But Rutledge was like, he's like, I gotta say, he's like, I look at your schedule and I'm just like, what the hell is Sam doing?
What direction are you going? Yeah, I kind of with the last couple of weeks, I kind of have it memorized, and I was wondering the same thing. I'm like, what in the
Yeah. You look like you're watching a tennis match.
It's like, are you booked here? You here? Yeah.
And Nate Jackson told me something too one time, and he's like, dude, why are you? But here is the thing. I told it to Rutledge. I'll tell it to you. And if Nate Jackson would talk to me, I would tell him the same thing. No, I'm just kidding. We talked the other day. All these places I go, it makes sense to me because I'm building an audience, because I still think word of mouth is so important. For the longest time, I was doing comedy and I was like, I'll just do word of mouth. I'll do it old school. I'll build up a fan base, and like I won't mess with the internet. Yeah. And yet now like I do social media, and it's going well, and I'm grateful. But that word of mouth like is so it's amazing. Like I'm going back to Rapid City. I'm going back to Denver. I went back to Virginia. Like these places know like who I am and where I'm at. And like, I could make more money if I just did stuff in the Northwest, and maybe my social media could grow a little bit more, because I'd be able to like focus on making engaging content instead of selling tickets or whatever. But like also like I'm doing like the best that I can. Mm-hmm. And a lot of this stuff I booked like 5 or 6 months ago. And so like it lags, like the quality of shows that I'm doing oftentimes lags behind like where I'm actually at as a comedian. Yeah. And that's fine. I don't give a shit.
You're doing a good show.
Yeah. Oh my God. The offers are coming in, and it's good. So good. And this goes right into this. We'll just do this right now too. You've been like killing it.
I've been trying.
Yeah. You're doing great.
Yeah.
You're doing great. And I don't know how you're doing it, but I love how it works. If you didn't know, Jess has been managing me and like sending out emails and like getting me press. Like I'm doing a bunch of radio in Medford. Did a newspaper article for the album recording in Astoria March 8th at the Liberty Theater.
What was what was that? That was like an art magazine or an art
North Coast
something.
Yeah,
fucking awesome.
it don't matter, but you're doing great.
Yeah, no, and it's really cool. I'm just really excited that it's working.
Yeah,
That
me too.
we're getting stuff, and that I'm like, I don't know what the fuck, but it's I'm just finding Facebook's profiles and just emailing people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Polite pestering is what I call it.
Yeah. You just, and I don't, I don't know how you're doing it because I've never been like an email guy. I've been kind of like make a bunch of noise and let them kind of come to me guy.
Yeah.
But there's a certain amount of people that's never going to work for. And I think that's why we're creating like a synergy, which is what I wanted, is it like,
right.
I want you, and when I talk about like strategy as opposed to drive, that's the move. And the way you're doing it, where like Jess is basically sending an email and they email Jess back. And then once Jess realizes that something's happening, then she's like CCing me in the email. And then she calls me and tells me, hey, there's this email from this guy.
Check your email,
I love that. And then you know what I usually do is I just call him. And I get him on the phone.
I love that too.
Boom, boom. And then I call Jess back and I'm like, I just did an interview.
I was like, yeah, he was like talking about doing it in a couple of weeks. Yeah. You're like, already did it. Love that.
Yeah. It was great. So it's working.
It's working.
The other thing I wanted to talk about, and I don't do this a lot, but like the new administration and this like funding freeze and friends of mine that work in social services and that they just got thrown for a loop. We're recording this, what is it, January
28th.
It's Wednesday, January 28th. So they had this big funding
or 29th.
freeze. Yeah.
One of the two.
Yeah, the Trump administration basically just sent out a memo saying that like all federal funds, all grant money is paused. There's a freeze, and it affected Head Start. I have a friend of mine who works with women fleeing domestic violence, and they get federal grant money to get women temporary hotels. That got frozen. Head Start got frozen in a couple places. There's places where, and I just want to point out that like, this administration when they came into power was consistently talking about like human trafficking and how they want to end human trafficking. The best way to end human trafficking is to lift women out of poverty. That's like the most efficient way to stop human trafficking. Like that's the best way. And if there's no it's not the Illuminati, it's not Democrats drinking blood. That's all bullshit. The people that get caught up in human trafficking are poor people. They are immigrants. They are women that are fleeing domestic violence, and they flee into the hands of someone who might be even worse.
Right.
And ending these programs and hurting these programs and hurting the people, stressing out the people that run these programs is the last thing you would want to do. And they did it yesterday, and I am taken aback. I don't know. I knew that it was going to be bad, but this is like extra terrible. And like I said, I know that I got fans that like Trump and whatever. And you know what's crazy is that like I'm actually like I get it. Like I get why people voted for him. They wanted to shake stuff up. They hated Biden. They hated Hillary. I get it. I really do get it. I understand where you're coming from. But if you support Trump and you should hold him accountable for this, because he shouldn't have done this. Because even if you want to talk about funding for these programs, and how you think it should change and reform and whatnot, sure, we can talk about that. But you don't just stop it out of nowhere while people are depending and promises have been made to these women and to these kids.
Right.
And also I want to point out that I was doing some research yesterday, and the F-35 strike fighter, they spent $1.73 trillion on the development of a fighter plane that every other branch of service has planes that can do better. It's supposed to be this jack of all trades plane. I hate to say that Elon Musk actually tweeted about this. And yeah, fuck that dude too. Right. But like we talk about like waste.
Right.
And then let's talk about waste. I think that we should do a funding freeze for the Pentagon. Not to Josh, because I know you need that money for Starbucks and stuff.
I mean, well, they already put a freeze on hiring, which affected Josh. Like, he's been in the process of, trying to get this, job for 6+ months now. And the first thing that, Trump did was put a freeze on federal jobs.
Yeah.
And federal hiring.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. This is what
he literally got like a letter the next day saying like, sorry, not happening.
Jesus criminy. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe, the only thing that he might listen to is his own supporters if they start, because he doesn't. No. The folks that are like,
no, he's not gonna do that.
Well, I don't know if there's a big enough.
He's not gonna listen.
There's one thing about Trump that is like he's pretty easy to manipulate because he's so vain. Like, I read and there's a book, I can't remember what it was. I think it's Maggie Haberman has this book about Trump, and he was talking about if he was walking into a room with lawmakers to make a decision, basically like, and he was on the fence about something. The last person he talked to, their opinion was the one that he went with.
Yeah.
And so like he would be walking into a room and the door would be closed and be like, remember Trump, vote no. He's like, I think we should vote no. Which cracks me. I don't know. It's terrifying.
It is terrifying.
Yeah. And I don't know. I'm never gonna do like, this is never gonna be like a political podcast. But
really, it was for the
what do you mean?
Last 10 minutes.
I know. But because what's weird about it? Like I can say that like this isn't a political podcast, but last night I'm sitting at my computer and like my like chest hurts because I'm thinking about all the people I know and like the things that I've seen working in social services and knowing that I have worked grants and received federal funding. And you guys, this idea that, they just giving out money. They're just giving out money. Holy, you've done grants before, and like about the reporting requirements.
I ran a nonprofit.
My God, like it's crazy. Anyway, I feel like I'm talking too much about that shit. So
no, it's very scary.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the answer is. I don't think that anybody like. What the fuck do you do? What do you do?
I don't know.
Like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah, I don't know what to do either. It doesn't seem like, I think one thing that brings me hope and joy is that like how resilient like people are, like poor people and people that have been through a lot of shit, that resiliency, and also like, it's an opportunity to build community and to practice like mutual aid.
Yeah.
Cause that like, when I talk about when I'm locked up and I was homeless and I got to be really funny. Like I was always running my mouth because like, that's the thing they can't take away. And like, that's the thing that like no federal government, and by the way, shit sucked under Biden, but this is like a lot worse, like it's always been like trash, the amount of money this country's priorities on how it spends its money is ridiculous. Like the amount of money we spend on defense is crazy. And but like this is way worse. But we've always had each other. Like that's the thing, is that like I'm hanging out downtown and still talking to the same people that I always talk to,
right.
Like I still have like, I love hanging out with like my unhoused neighbors, like these are people, like no person is inherently better than another person unless you bite your girlfriend in the face.
My God, that really traumatized me.
I know.
God,
I'm sorry.
That really fucking, I did not want to hear that this morning. I'm sorry. Yeah, no, I know.
Do it again. Yeah.
There's a reason. Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, I'm fucking done. So.
Yeah. Don't let them keep you down.
Yeah. I drove 17 hours in 2 days.
That's great.
Nope.
Doesn't sound safe.
It's getting harder. It's getting harder.
Yeah.
I did. I drove from Hermiston to Reading. I booked a show in Hermiston because I thought I was on the way to Reading.
Oh, Jesus.
Do you remember when I called you? I was like, yeah, just driving. You know what's funny though, is I have enough people.
Do I remember when you called me? Which fucking time?
You're my manager. I can call you whenever I want. When I have enough people to call on the phone, like if I ever get bored, like I like, because it's so boring.
I know.
Yeah, it's so boring.
Anyway.
Rory Scovel.
Yeah, I booked Rory Scovel.
I'm so pissed. I can't.
Yes.
I can't do it.
I did it. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Was he pretty easy to book? Did you have to go through his manager or whatever?
No, I went through his agency, and it was a process. I had to finagle a little bit, and it's a little bit more expensive than
It's not a door deal?
No, there's a guarantee or it's a versus. So
yeah, but you guys will beat that guarantee. It's Rory Scovel.
Yeah, it'll be a 70% or 75, something like that.
Yeah, still that's fine. Yeah,
but still, there's like $750 for travel. There's other stuff. But another really awesome, great thing that I did was I hooked up the bar with this new hotel. Actually, when Corey came in for the interrogation show, he stayed at this new hotel in Seattle, and they gave him basically like a room for free.
Oh, wow.
And so he was like, yeah, you should talk to him. And so now they're like
sponsoring the bar.
Yeah.
That's sick.
Fucking awesome.
That's really smart.
So I got Rory, 5 shows, really exciting.
Yeah.
Everybody is really excited. I've gotten so many messages from comedians who are like,
he's one of my favorites.
Show.
I don't. There's so much comedy. I'm just like, meh. But like Rory is a unique like genius, and his and I don't know if he's still just like riffing.
Yeah.
But like it's crazy when you think that there's this dude out there. Doesn't seem like he really cares that much about being famous, and his improvised stand-up is better than 90% of everything out there.
Everybody else is
like, holy shit, man. Like, I'm going to listen to Rory on the way out of here, actually. It'd be nice.
Yeah.
I'm not going to listen to him at the gym. I got to go to the gym today. So.
I'll go later.
Yeah. You've been going a lot.
I've been going to the gym.
Let's go.
Yes. I ran for 5 minutes.
Oh, nice.
Without stopping.
Whoa.
What?
Yeah.
No big deal.
Without anybody chasing you.
No, it was amazing.
That's awesome.
That's why I love running, because it's it's so easy to measure.
I'm going to show you this more after the show, but I can talk about it on the podcast too. But like,
yeah.
My Reddit thing that I did.
I meant to go find it.
Oh, did I tell you what I did?
Yeah.
Oh.
Of course you did, when you called me for the 3rd time yesterday.
When? When did I tell you?
You told me yesterday.
What did I tell you? No, it didn't happen yesterday. Or did it? What happened? Tell me what you think I'm talking about.
You posted in the Astoria.
Oh, yeah, you did.
Reddit. About your album recording.
Okay, yeah.
And then
there's 2 Astorias.
They were like, yeah, that's all well and good, Sam. You're wonderful, but this is Astoria, New York.
Yeah. I messaged that place that they're talking about, QED, and I haven't heard back, because I am going to try to book a show in Astoria.
Love it.
New York.
New York.
Yeah. And it's funny because I got more people loved it in Astoria, New York. They thought it was so funny. And it turns out some of them are fans of mine already. So,
of course.
Yeah. And then it was funny because somebody was like, OP, please don't take this down. And I was like, I'm not going to take it down. I'm going to copy and paste it and put it in the right one.
I think you just share it.
Yeah, it was awesome. What's that?
I think you can just share it to a different.
I probably could, but it's all good. Oh yeah, jokes. Oh my God, that's funny. I wrote jokes and I almost forget to do the jokes. And actually, I'm kind of like, I know I say this sometimes, but like I thought these were like pretty good.
I thought these were pretty good. Sometimes.
I thought these ones were pretty good.
Okay.
So.
Joke time. Joke number 1. I know it's cold out because I farted in the car and everybody thanked me.
You know it's cold.
Funny.
That's pretty good.
That's funny.
Warm up the car.
Really gross.
It's not that gross.
Joke number 2. You think eggs are expensive now. Just wait till these chickens find out about collective bargaining.
They're unionizing. The chickens are going to unionize. I support unions, by the way.
Got it.
Yeah. God, I feel like such a dork.
You're a mess. Joke number 3. I'm tired of everybody thinking I'm lazy. One of these days, I'm going to prove them all wrong if I ever get around to it.
That's not bad, is it? See what I see? See what I mean?
Yeah,
see what I see?
Really
I don't know why
great.
I said see what I see.
I see what you see.
Yeah.
Joke number 4.
Finish strong.
You shouldn't tell people that your treasure is in heaven because they might die first and try and steal it from you.
See?
Who
4 pretty good
Who says their
ones.
treasure is in heaven?
You've never heard that?
No.
You've never seen those bumper stickers?
My treasure
You get
is
like
in
a beat
heaven.
up car, laugh all you want about my car, my treasure's in heaven. I love those bumper stickers.
I've never heard that before.
Oh, okay. Well, they exist.
Okay.
Well, that's a podcast.
That was the whole thing, huh?
Mm-hmm.
We did it.
Remember, spay and neuter your pets.
Vote early and vote often.
Vote early, vote often. Yikes! Anyway, that's it. Thanks for listening.
Bye.